From the windows to the walls, come one, come all. This is, if I'm being honest, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with us, and we appreciate that. On the pod today, we got a few people who are ready to talk about some movies and some movie news. To my right, I have Lord.
Hey.
He stands for truth, justice, and terrible movies everywhere. The defender of bad films. Lord, what's going on? How you feeling?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Good morning. Good morning. Another day, another dollar.
That was on accident.
No,
sorry. I see Chris over here got keyboard fingers. He took shots early. And as you already might have heard, we also have Chris, the knower of relevant but mostly irrelevant miscellaneous things. What's going on, my boy?
What is up this morning?
It's a beautiful day.
I gotta. You know what? That's gonna segue into what I've been watching. So we hold on to that. So yeah.
All right, look at that. See, I'm early with the segues. Also with us this week, we have the destroyer of most of the things that you and I all love as people.
Oh man, hate.
The king of hate. Kosi is on the line via Bluetooth. What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Pretty good. What's up with you guys?
Oh man, another day, another dime. Trying to stay Rona free.
Oh yeah. Trying to stay Rona free.
For sure.
How's that been working out for you?
Hard, actually. Very, very hard. People I know just keep getting it around me. It's like,
I know.
stay the hell away from me.
Everyone's getting it, dude. I'm trying to get it now. I can't get it.
I think at this point it's just when you get it at this point. But damn. Forgot, sorry. My
Like Russian roulette.
Yes, and Sports Center's trying to tell me, my culture doing other terrible things. But we're glad you're here, brother. We're glad you're Rona free. Also with us, we have one of our most important members, the sexual key grip himself. There he is. Sexual key grip. The real Will gripping his sexual key every day and night. There you go. You thought you was gonna get out there. You thought you was gonna get out there smooth, like you gonna do nothing. Come on now. You've been around too long for that, brother. What's going on? How you feeling?
I was feeling good until you said
it's feeling good.
That's creative, man. I called you a key grip and he just ran with it.
Man, and that was on the top too. Look.
Closed out the relay race.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
said no other big name shall prosper.
Hey, that's right. We're here for you. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your hands to yourself. And
Olympic team, watch out.
And I am your host, McKinley, or as I have been dubbed, McKinley Explains It All. We are here to pod. We're here to talk about a couple of things. What's going on, Chris? You had something to say?
No, I'm good.
You just look okay. You look like you had something to say. I thought I was ready for you. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's Facebook question. Last week was Spider-Man Day. There was an official Spider-Man Day.
Like a holiday.
It's like a kind of like a holiday, I guess.
Spider-Man holiday.
Spider-Man, and Spider-man's a great character.
I need to hit up my company, see if I get that day paid. Holiday pay.
Get that holiday paid. You off, I'm off.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So Spider-Man Day prompted me to ask, what's the best cinematic version of Spider-Man? We've had 3 live iterations, Chris, because I know where you're going to probably go with this. I know.
What are these? So we got what are the actors' names?
We have Tobey Maguire, right? Then we have Andrew Garfield.
Andrew
Garfield. We're so close. Andy.
I thought his name was Garfunkel or something.
Garfield. Garfunkel. So disrespectful. And then we have Tom Holland, who is our latest Spider-Man.
I couldn't have remembered his name.
Tom Holland. There you go. So 3 live versions. We're not counting Miles Morales because he's not the live version. Chris, I know you. Yes, you were.
No,
yes,
I wasn't.
I know it. I love Miles too.
So we can't count that.
We can't count Miles. He's only had one.
Well, when people do the best Jokers, they always throw Mark Hamill in there.
Yeah, but that's like.
But you see, I'm gonna go on record and say, even though that Miles Morales was good, that wasn't the best version.
All right.
I would have to disagree with you early.
That's a really.
Have you even seen the other version?
All three of them?
No, the other version of Miles Morales that has been done.
I'm talking about the only one that counts. The one that everybody loves.
What's the
Chris is talking about the super
He was on
secret
the,
limited edition.
Right.
He's on the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. There was a version that they had a
Cameo.
They had a
Chris, we're talking about
special
this-
episode 7.
Chris, I did
No,
say,
it was
I did
like
say
all season
cinematic.
3.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did, but I did say cinematic.
You said version. So
Chris,
just
anyways,
cinematic.
give us our choices.
when you were talking about Miles, you said animated.
I said cinematic, and
was
it is
the
because
cinematic
it is
animated.
cinematic. Yes, it's
We're
cinematic.
playing.
But
we just kind of
No,
going down the
never
rabbit hole.
mind. This
I know. Look, we know how
rolling.
Chris does. Chris talked about episode 26 of the cartoon that came out 10 years ago that no one's
it
ever
was
seen but Chris.
3 years ago.
Whoa.
But whatever.
Right. But anyway,
It's a great show, Chris.
It is.
Don't let them knock you for that.
I'm
Yeah,
not
for
knocking.
sure.
It's just Chris has that miscellaneous. He stays on brain. He stays on
You
brain.
know Neil Patrick Harris played Spider-Man in 1.2?
Yes, I did know that. I don't know why I knew that, but
It's the MTV version.
Forward.
yeah.
Yes.
That doesn't count. So anyway, best version. Chris, what's the best cinematic version? Live action.
I'm just gonna have to say Tom Holland. The reason being, he does both sides of Spider-Man well. He's a good Peter, and he's also a good Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man the comic hits you with those quick quips, and he's always talking shit. That's something that Andrew Garfield's Spider-man did really well.
Yes.
But he was a horrible Peter Parker.
Okay, all right. I hear you. Your opinion is yours.
And then Toby was probably
Toby was
Toby was Peter. Like that was.
Sorry.
Yeah. Look, the key grip. He's holding on tight over here. His fists are clenched. We're good. Well, I'm gonna let you speak, but first we gonna get to Lord. Lord, what is your best version? Who's done it best? Who wore it best?
I don't know, man. They're all kind of the same performance wise. I don't know.
Oh wow! What?
Yeah,
Damn,
it's
all kind
hard
of the same performance.
You know what?
wise?
All right, man.
Wow, disrespect.
I was a huge fan of the Sony rendition of Spider-Man.
Yes.
I wanted them to keep
Which
going
version?
with it.
Yes.
There's two of them.
Well, the first one I liked a lot. The second one, I mean,
You're talking about Andrew Garfield, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Garfield.
Okay. All right. So far, we're vibing.
I didn't like.
I pick it. I feel it.
I don't like Jamie Foxx casting a lot of roles.
Yeah. This was.
So that just kind of took me out of it. But
Right.
I would have.
I think it was poorly written for his character.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
it.
That's
He
just-
could have did so much better with that, but it was just poorly written.
He literally had a line. He said, "Fool, you don't know. I'm an electronic." That was a line. That's a line. That's a real line in the movie.
Wow.
They focus too much on the love story.
Yeah, right.
They focus too much on the love story between Peter and Gwen Stacy, and those to either give too much time to the stakes of the movie, of the villain and everything like
I
that.
also like that version of Gwen.
Yep. I think it's the best.
She's
Yeah, because what's her
that
face?
actress's name?
Kirsten Dunst with Mary J. Blige. That was not
Mary J.
Blige.
What do you call it?
Yo, I just woke up 30 minutes ago. Cut me some slack.
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Watson.
Hello.
Kirsten Dunst version
Talk
of
about appropriation.
Mary J. Watson. Kirsten Dunst was horrible, and her red hair was stupid looking. But anyways, I digress.
Yes.
So you asked who was the actress for
Yes. the
I mean,
actress.
yeah, I don't know, man. The
Emma
red-
Stone.
Emma Stone, yeah, she was cool. I don't know why none of these movies have knocked it out the park with Mary J. Like Mary J, like the redhead gene is supposed to like die out in 2030.
Oh my god.
Like you should be showing like the hottest redhead possible.
Who we got
You know what
out
I'm
here?
saying? But they just I don't know, man.
Well,
Kirsten
Gwen
Dunst-
Stacy was not a redhead though.
No,
Gwen
she was
Stacy is
blonde.
not
She's
a redhead,
blonde. Yeah,
right?
she's supposed
Because
to be
that's
blonde.
not Mary J.
Right,
What I'm talking
right.
about is Mary J.
Right.
No one's hit Mary J.
Because
Park.
in the new rendition either.
They,
Any of the renditions.
they changed the character to make her Zendaya, or however you pronounce her name.
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
And yeah,
Put some respect on her name, Chris. Say her name, Chris. All right, so you're going with the Andrew Garfield option. as far as your.
Yeah, I mean that's the one I was getting most hyped for because I had seen the first renditions, I enjoyed them.
Right.
And then when I saw they were remaking them, I was like, oh, okay, let's see if they can step it up. And then I enjoyed it, and then they said they scrapped it, and then they wrapped it all up in the Marvel world. So Tom Holland is just
number
kind of
2
not.
didn't do well in the theaters.
Yeah,
No, it did.
Yeah. I mean, the villains suck. I don't understand. I don't understand who's on these teams and who's picking these villains, man.
It could have been something great, but you don't give a whole lot of time to the motives of Electro. You don't. You have too much going on in the background with.
She should have never been cast for that role.
I'm telling you, he could have done well with a better script. You can't go from the only reason why you hate Spider-Man is because
And the script was bad too.
The script.
Electro's not blue.
he is.
Well, in the Ultimate, there's a different version that they pulled from that he is blue.
I'm talking about originally.
Originally, no.
So no, the Amazing Spider-Man pulled from the Ultimate Spider-Man rendition of it.
Yeah.
He's more of a hipster, cool Peter Parker, versus the nerdy, geeky from the.
Because I feel like it's one of those things where they try to, because Jamie Foxx was playing, Electro. It's like, well, historically, in the comics, he's a white guy, which most of the people are, right? And like, hold on, well, Jamie Foxx is a black guy. People are gonna be outraged. Let's just make him blue. If we make him blue, people won't. People won't trip. Like,
he looks exactly like that in the Ultimate Comics. Like, so that's,
no. I'm saying like if you're gonna cast Jamie Foxx, a black guy.
In the comics, wasn't he like yellow and black?
yellow and green.
Yellow and green. His suit, his suit was like yellow and.
There was a rendition of his suit where it was yellow and black. Yes.
That too, right? So yeah, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna cast a black guy, and this is before it was cool for people to cast other characters. They're like, let's make them blue.
Man, why don't we pick a fucking cool villain, man? Like Doc Ock, Goblin, fucking Venom.
Well, Goblin wasn't
artist. Like there's so
They've
many
done those.
boss ass.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
They did
You like
those.
Rhino?
Right now.
Who was
Rhino
Paul
was also in that
Giamatti.
movie. Yeah, Rhino was, like Goblin was in that movie.
It's so funny. After
Rhino
watching Billions, I just can't believe that was Paul Giamatti.
He needed a check, bro. He's just like, I need to pay my taxes. Let's get the Spider-Man off real quick.
Man.
How much you think they paid him to do that little bit? Like
He was also in some M. Night Shyamalan movies too that were kind of suspect.
Let's not talk about those.
It's all right. Well,
I mean, I happen to have a soft spot for M. Night Shyamalan.
But,
I mean, you can keep it there.
yeah. Keep it soft.
That's my tip.
But anyway, though, Kosi, have you watched all 3 iterations of the live-action Spider-Man?
Hello?
Bueller.
Cue up the Godzilla.
Hello?
All right, Kosi, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is it my turn?
Yeah. Have you watched? Have you watched all 3 iterations of the?
Yeah,
Spider-Man?
I saw all of them. I'm gonna say probably Tobey Maguire was the best. But the thing with him is that he didn't look like he was in high school.
That's true. He looks very
Grown ass.
He looked like a grown man.
He got held.
Yeah, he looked like a grown man.
That whole
or at least like a
cast.
college kid.
That whole cast was just really old for high school.
Yeah.
Because like Kirsten Dunst did Bring It On in like 10 years before that movie.
That's
and
true.
she actually was in high school.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact. That's a fact. Listen,
Yeah, like Tom Holland looks like a high school kid. Like he looks like a kid, so he looks the part.
Right.
And I like him too, but yeah, Tobey Maguire kind of had like a innocence to him, and then kind of had a tough guy look as well, So I think he pulled it off like both sides. More so, I can't even remember Andrew Garfield. I'm trying to remember his
Skateboarding and flipping over everything like that.
Photography. Like heavy photography.
No, I don't know.
There was some. Yeah. So you're
That's an interesting point.
you're going with the. I was actually going to bring that up also, but you're going with the. What's my name?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire version, which is the classic. Like we don't have these other things without Tobey Maguire pulling this off, and those movies making actually a lot of money. Like those movies made. I remember I skipped.
Yeah, but if you remember, there are 3 of them.
That's which is crazy.
But here's the thing about the one that
skipped
you
school
did
to go watch that
the
movie.
one that you chose, number 3, which
Yeah.
is the worst one of all 3 of the original trilogy.
Yep.
Still outperformed both Amazing Spider-Mans.
Oh my God, really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I believe it too. I mean, it had Venom in it.
They were good movies, man. Remember I have the Franco brother.
Yeah.
Was it Dave Franco? Not Dave.
I actually like his version of Green Goblin. Or just his version of Harry Osborn.
Right. I was say I like Willem Dafoe as the Goblin. I thought his voice was perfect.
Yep.
His voice was perfect.
No, Willem.
Yeah, it was good. The villains were good.
Like, come on,
But
man.
let's talk about the best Spider-Man villain
He
on
was
screen. Edward Molina playing Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah.
No, that's like if we were going like the best Spider-Man movie out of all of them, it's definitely Spider-Man 2 of the Tobey Maguire.
Because it was Doc Ock, right?
It was Doc
the
Ock.
The villains make the goddamn movie.
They
That's
do.
why I don't understand.
And the story just
weird ass villains they pick in
the story made sense. The turn, his motives made sense. You know, the Harry, how his twist on how he started hating Spider-Man, and like it all made sense. Like it just went together really well. The action was good, right? Even though they was like where Spider-Man passed out and they took off his mask, like he's just a kid. Like nah, clearly he's not. He's he's on his way to collect
on his 50s.
Yeah, he's definitely getting an unemployment check in the Rona. Yeah, he's definitely getting an unemployment check in the Rona for sure. He's old as shit.
But that train scene, hands down, probably one of the best.
It's a great scene.
But you know who actually has the potential to be the best villain if they do it right in the third Tom Holland movie?
What's this?
Scorpion. They introduced him in the first movie.
Stop! Bring back the main guys. Why
Scorpion
the
is
main guys, dude?
In the Ultimate Universe. Scorpion is a Mexican cartel drug leader. Like he runs the cartel.
Oh God! Okay, so they make Scorpion cool now.
They made
Well, Phil, think of him like this. He's Bane. He just has a Scorpion suit.
Okay, I want to see Doc Ock. I want to see. Venom.
I think Doc Ock deserves a
Doc
revival.
Ock, Venom, and Goblin. That's all.
He was supposed to come.
I don't even want to see Goblin.
He was supposed to come in the next version of when they was going to do the was it the Six?
The Sinister Six.
Sinister Six. They showed his suit. They showed him, but they just didn't get that.
Doc
Ock.
They showed the entire Sinister Six.
The dude who plays Harry, the little kid, the blonde kid. At the end of the movies, you see him go into this room, and it has Rhino, it has Vulture, Doc Ock, and Mysterio.
Now hold on, I almost played some disrespect though because Michael Keaton was really good as Vulture.
Yeah,
he was really good.
And
he kind of made that movie too. Like honestly, like I wouldn't give a shit about that Spider-Man movie if like Michael Keaton wasn't like driving Peter Parker and his daughter to the prom with a gun in his lap.
Michael Keaton,
like I'm about to blow this kid's head off. like I was like, yo, I love this movie. Like this is Spider-Man for sure. I love this. Michael Keaton was gangster, dude.
Yeah, he was.
He drove into the prom. He had like a gun in his lap. Like that was like so Peter.
What are your intentions with my daughter?
What are your intentions with my daughter? Yeah, like got this gun in my lap. Is your spider sense tingling yet? Like
that's when he noticed the cut on his cheek, right?
Yeah,
he's like, oh.
But I like it.
The funny part is that Tom Holland movie had two villains. Well, they introduced three villains altogether.
They did.
But they had two. Like Vulture was the main villain,
right?
But his homeboy,
Shocker.
Prowler was in it too.
Yep.
He just wasn't.
I mean, sure.
If you like Childish Gambino acting, that's all.
Gosh, man,
but
I don't know any of these villains. I see. I'm a mainstream Spider-Man guy. I want to see Doc Ock, Venom, Rhino.
See, and that's the reason why I like Miles Morales better because all his villains are they don't like they're much better than Peter Parker's normal villains.
And here's the thing too. I'm not gonna lie. Like I grew up Saturday morning cartoons. Like Spider-Man was my shit. Like that, I was up. I was up for Spider. Yeah. I was up for Spider-Man.
Was it the 80s version?
No,
the 90s.
The 90s. The 90s.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus.
Check it out.
Watch it. But that was my shit. That was my jam. Like so, I know like all these villains. I love Spider-Man.
That's when they introduced the black suit Spider-Man that didn't have white lines going down the side.
Yeah. So I'll just say like mine. I'm gonna agree with Lord. My favorite one is honestly the Andrew Garfield one. Just because I felt like they got the relationship part of it with Gwen Stacy and Spider-Man. I thought was great. Their chemistry was really good.
I mean, they started dating and lived in
real life, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely going to help. I thought Andrew Garfield looked good in the suit. I actually liked the first suit that they did in the first movie.
It was different.
It was different, but I'm not like I'm not one of those guys like, oh, it's different. I hate it. I'm like,
no, it was different, like dope different.
Yeah,
like,
I liked it.
they did
had the black eye, like
when they
eyes
did the suit for the PS4 game, people were like, "Oh, I hate that suit." Like, dude, like that's a dope ass suit.
The suit was dope. He looked good in it. I thought his quips were great. Like when I first watched it, I'm like, "That's Spider-Man. He talks a lot. He runs his mouth. He's talking shit while he's talking about things."
When he's looking for the guy with the knife and he gets in the parking lot.
That's one of the best. Yeah, it's a great scene. Dude.
He's like, "You should really lock your doors."
Yeah, I thought he was really good. I thought the first Spider-Man, I thought, even though he's older, I thought with Andrew Garfield, I thought that he still looked young enough because they didn't keep him in high school for like.
It was the high school was just the first one. Yeah, they graduated at the beginning.
The next one, they're like, "Yo, he's getting old. We gotta get him the fuck out of high school. Get him to college." But I even liked, like I said, the second one. There were some good things about that too. There was a scene where he was fighting Electro, and like there's a split second where Spider-Man has to like save everybody, and his web shooter busted, and it's like it was a really great scene. And then of course the death scene with Gwen Stacy. I felt that was crazy.
That was the most comic accurate scene in comic book history, I believe.
Well, no, because she fell off a bridge, right?
In the comic, she
music whenever you say some shit.
in the comic, it's a clock tower, and he does the same thing.
So.
It's inside of a clock tower.
There's been many renditions done, but the first rendition that was done was her getting thrown off
a bridge. Yeah, like the Goblin had her throw her ass off the
by
bridge.
The
Norman Osborn Goblin, right?
But in the Ultimate Comics, which this comes from,
Chris,
clock tower.
damn it, we're talking about the ones that everybody's read. Jeez,
Everyone's read.
Not your fan fiction version. But no, I'm saying like, but I don't know. I really connected more with the second one. Tom Holland for me. I really did not like the second Spider-Man movie. Like, I watched it once, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I don't need to see this again.
I didn't really like it in one.
I thought the first one was good. I liked the Vulture. The second one, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to see. They're doing a third one, and I really
because once again, I've never heard of Vulture. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
Vulture was tight.
Vulture is actually.
I'm not saying that he's not, like
right.
In the original comics, he's actually the first villain first super villain he ever fights.
But you're talking about someone that
he's not a super villain. No, he's a guy in a suit.
In the Ultimate version, yeah, he has that suit. But in the original comics, he has a superpower. Like those are actual wings that he has. Like he.
Well, I know in the show, like he was old, and like his suit would like take people's youth.
Yeah.
And it would make him young again.
Well, that's a cool power. I would have. Where did that go?
But you got to look at how
it's like
grounded.
Rey Mysterio. It's like the guy is just a fucking guy with cameras.
Oh my god,
That's not cool at all.
That's how the MCU is based up. It's like it's not everybody has superpowers.
But it's Spider-Man. He can punch a guy's fucking head off his shoulders. Like I don't understand why we're not throwing the toughest, most OD criminal villains that we possibly can at him. But for some reason, we want to have him fight a guy with some wings that he made out of whatever the fuck, and some other guy with some cool cameras and
some cool cameras.
I don't know.
According to Kevin Feige, that was on purpose. Like the first two movies show how he was in. Well, first one he shows how he's in the shadow of Iron Man. The second one's how he's now thrust in the limelight. This third one is supposed to be him. There's no help from any other Avengers. You won't see anybody else in the MCU.
And I'm just gonna say this too because I hate that suit. Like not the that one that like gets like nanotechnology. The Iron Spider.
You don't like Iron Spider?
I hate that fucking suit, bro. It looks terrible. I mean, like when his helmet comes off and on.
Oh yeah.
It looks terrible to me.
That's
bro.
just a storyline thing, so they can be because obviously you don't want you're paying these actors so much money to be able to see on the screen, so they have to be able to get the mask on and off because they did the same thing with Black Panther. They did the same thing with Iron Man, who actually wear helmets, or even Ant-Man.
I totally get it. I'm just saying it looks terrible.
It does, but again, you're paying these superstar actors all this money. Like you need to have as much screen time as you can.
They're trying. Fine, take the helmet off. And Robert Downey didn't have a problem doing it.
That's the reason. That's how they justify it.
You know what Peter Parker did?
Show my face in my suit.
Fam, right. But what's his name? Tony Stark was like, no. Put the camera in the suit so you can see my face. I'm gonna have a face, and the Iron Man's gonna have a face, but see my face.
That's the reason why in Black Panther he had to take the mask on and off all the time.
Right.
As soon as he got his movie, we got to fix that. We can't have you doing this 30 times in the movie.
But you know what though? But the thing about it was, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when Black Panther showed up for that first time and he clicked that helmet. and that shit came off.
shit was
it was official, nigga. Like
it sounded like like some air was kind of getting sucked out of the suit.
Oh, it was more like
whatever.
Right, it made me feel like the first time, and see, you'll appreciate this, Chris. I'm gonna go back in the day with you on this one. When I was watching Power Rangers as a kid, and they revealed the White Ranger, and Tommy took off that helmet. Look, Chris got excited. I knew it. I hit a button. He got excited because that's his man crush, Robert Jason David Frank. He got like 6 first names, but it made me.
His name is Robert Casey David Frank.
Jason David Frank.
I knew he was gonna take it. but that's all I'm saying.
Don't make me call this nigga and have him put you on blast.
Hey, come on. He's always wanted to fight somebody too. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I didn't too much care for Tom Holland's version. Just as far as the movies, I think he's a good Spider-Man. I just don't care for like the movie. I don't care that the third one's coming out.
Sony doesn't know what the.
Yeah, whatever. But that was our Facebook question of the week. There was a Spider-Man day. Long live Spider-Man. Unless their contract runs out. Let's go ahead and move on to what to watch. I forgot. Key Grip.
What's up?
Real quick. Favorite version. There you go. What you got? What's your favorite version?
To be honest, I was, and now I'm probably gonna date myself now.
You can't really date yourself if you're not old enough to date.
You know, when you date something, like when you're doing like an archaeological dig.
But when you're 12, that doesn't really count.
I was a kid when Tobey Maguire was coming out.
He was a kid yesterday.
Right.
Stay over there.
Right.
But with Tom Holland, I didn't feel like he captured Peter and he captured like Spider-Man, but you got to really see like more of him coming into Spider-Man.
Right.
So it was mainly Peter with a mask, and that one scene when Vulture like crushed him underneath.
Oh yeah, that was a good.
And he was crying out for somebody to help.
Yeah, it's like
I was like.
That's the second most comic accurate scene.
That's real shit, though. That's real shit. And to your point,
but I do not like Tom Holland.
You don't like Tom Holland?
I think he does it well, but that's not my Spider-Man. My Spider-Man would be Andrew Garfield.
Gotcha.
Because he didn't take himself like too seriously, but he did research.
So y'all just gonna skate over the fact that Tom Holland actually learned parkour to be able to do the flips.
I mean, that's great. That's great. But Andrew Garfield studied how spiders actually move, so he can mimic that entire process.
But he wasn't doing the flips and stuff.
I don't care if he was.
But he wasn't doing the flips.
I don't care.
Who's under that mask? Right. I mean, Tom Holland.
I felt Andrew Garfield was our most accurate, and this is something that Chris is gonna enjoy.
I mean, because
Ultimate Spider-Man.
I mean, but then on top of that too, like, has my man even pulled out a camera yet, Tom Holland?
No, he has not.
Doesn't have a camera. I ain't even seen him take a picture.
Does he
might have taken a picture on his iPhone.
He doesn't even seem interested in cameras.
In cameras, right?
At all.
And I mean,
I think that was more of a 21st century switch type thing.
Photography's a pretty big deal in Peter Parker's world.
They're going more of a superior Spider-Man with his route.
Yeah, I don't care. I need him taking pictures because we got to get the Daily Bugle and his connection.
But the Daily Bugle is not a paper anymore. Like, no one reads the newspapers. That's the reason why they made it like a TMZ type website.
They still got to take pictures. They still need pictures. I stumped him. Anyway, so
he's still in high school. He didn't start working until after he graduated.
So one day Will, I think he's disrespecting your profession. You just pick up a camera one day and you're good at it, right?
I know, right?
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying.
Chris, you're just making Godzilla noise for yourself. You're destroying everything. Anyway, let's move on to what to watch.